It's Akemi with Akemi Kai Inner Beauty, and I like to talk about law of assumption and inner work. I wanted to make a video, a foundations video, about the difference between manifesting from the old idea of what manifesting is, like The Secret, or maybe not even The Secret, but just like it may have just been the way that you used to think that manifesting worked versus law of assumption. So think of this like manifesting. You're thinking, oh, I want to manifest something. I want to manifest a new job. I want to manifest a new car. I want to manifest a new opportunity. I want to manifest a new relationship. I want to manifest, I don't know what, more money. Money is always a big one, right? I want to manifest like being a richer person, like up leveling the status of my life or the level of life that I'm living on, that kind of stuff. Okay, so the old idea about manifesting would be like, I here in this world of 3D material world where things are just happening to me, I want to take control and focus my intention and my willpower on this thing that I want to create in this 3D world. And I've got to focus. And if I focus long enough and hard enough, I'm going to get the boat or the car or the house or whatever. Maybe 2 years from now, I'm going to walk past my vision board and that thing that I had on there, I'll realize, oh, I just got that. Okay. That's kind of like the old view of manifesting. But what I want you to switch your head to is like, you're not going through life la-di-da-di-da, living your days, and then you decide, I'm going to manifest something. And so you think about it for 10 minutes a day or 15 minutes a day, and then the rest of the time you just live your life. You're always manifesting 24 hours a day. You are manifesting. You are generating your reality all the time. So if you're just thinking like, I'm just going to focus on my manifestation, and then I'm going to go back to my life and my mind is running amok and I'm not disciplining my thoughts, and the rest of the time I'm thinking my usual me stuff. What that means is that the 23 hours of the day that you're not focusing on your 1 hour a day that you thought about your manifestation, you're generating the old thing still, because you're not changing how you're thinking. Does this make sense? You're literally generating your reality, and there's a lag in what you're seeing, and it's coming from you. It's the opposite of how we were taught and raised that the world is. The world isn't out there like a set thing that's happening to poor little you who just showed up here and doesn't quite know how to manage it. You're a being connected to the source, the creator source that created the entire thing. Each person here is like that. You know, think of a disco ball. It's got all those little tiny squares everywhere and it's all reflecting outward. The creator source is in every single person. Every single person is generating. Excuse me. Every single person is generating. And they're all experiencing reality from their point of view. And at the same time generating reality from their point of view. So, law of assumption, it's not about manifesting like I'm going to go cut up magazines and create a vision board. It's about disciplining your mind and your thoughts and cleaning up your deeper underlying subconscious beliefs about yourself and reality and who you are, and That's how you change your reality. That's why we say you go inward to change the outward, because you have to go inward and make shifts and changes in your thinking patterns, your chronic thinking patterns. And you have to become so self-aware of what's going on internally that you can identify what they are and then change them in order to manifest something different outwardly. So at the core of this is a view on reality that you will see mirrored in all the major world religions if you start looking at it. But you'll also realize that all the world religions are off. Like off, because they've been focusing on this like 3D version of whatever the source creator of their religious practice was trying to show them, like whether it was Buddha or Muhammad or Jesus, or any of the, actually Hinduism is still pretty esoteric and out there. Like I feel like they definitely have this problem though of like turning something that was supposed to show you the nature of who we are and how this place works and how much power we actually have to like generate reality and act in ways that appear like miracles or metaphysical or whatever. And like the world's religions are so scared of that concept, like it automatically becomes demonized. It's like this idea like, you're not God. Careful, that's demonic. It's not that you're God, okay? I'm not trying to feed your ego. You're not God. That's narcissistic. But you are inseparable from the creator source. You can't go out of existence. You can't separate yourself from what source is giving you life force. Like it's not something you can separate. It's the ego that creates this illusion that we're separate somehow from everything and the source of that's giving it all, that's enlivening it, animating it all, right? The fact that you're not separate from the source that's animating it all is what we're not getting on this planet right now, is that we are creators and we're not creating very consciously. And so we're recreating old patterns. Right now, on a grand scale, you can see old patterns repeating from history, right? They're not being broken. They just keep playing out. The same thing is going on inside us, inside our own psychology. Old patterns are just generating over and over our reality. We're having the same relationship, even though we've had 15 broken relationships. They all are the same story. It could be a different person in a different container who looks different, but it's the same bloody story that just played out, right? That you've always had. Doesn't matter who you meet. Go on a dating app, meet someone new. Yay, feels great in the minute that you start it, right? And then it turns into the same damn thing that it always did, and it ends the same way. Why? Because you're generating the same pattern with every single person. Doesn't matter. And there are tricks you can use to help you wrap your head around it while you're kind of upgrading your version of reality from what you were fed as a child that is inaccurate, okay? You're not a victim of this static place that you were born into that's all going on around you with you having no control over it. You are inside of creation. You are inherently connected to the source creator, and you have the creative energy in you. You were given that. That is who you are. You are responsible on a level that you aren't realizing. You're responsible for your life. You are so much more like being held accountable for what's going on here than you realize. It's such a different view on what's going on here. But if you think of like, people are always thinking of like, the creator is out there somewhere. It's up in the sky. It's a guy. It's a god. Like some dude up there. And like, then there's the sky, there's space. And like, a child's picture from kindergarten. Like, here's the grass, and it's green and it's a line. And then like, here's like the level of us as little people, and you draw the people in it. And then there's the blue sky, and then there's the clouds. Just like this, like stacking up, and then somewhere out there is space, and like somewhere up higher than that is like God and the angels or whatever. Like, no. Start thinking of it like that disco ball. Like, the center is the creative force, and every single little square on that ball is one of us. And we're animated by the creator force, and we contain the creator force. And we are generating this place, all of us, a piece of it. We're all generating a piece of this collective reality, and we're not separate from each other, and we're not separate from this source that's animating us. We are generating our reality based on what's inside us. And unfortunately, our souls came into animal bodies, and animal bodies have this brain that works kind of like a computer. It's, when you come here as a baby, it's like blank. There's no software installed yet. It hasn't been exposed to any viruses. And as you experience traumas during the years of 3 to 7, when the ego, your personality, and your context hasn't been formed yet, you're just wide open, receiving everything that's coming in. And unfortunately, a lot of that becomes like this teacher that I like, she calls it malware. It's like you've got a whole bunch of malware running, and you've got to be able to find it and delete it, clean it. You've got mind viruses running in the background. So if you want to manifest, and you're coming across all these creators that are telling you, okay, just like robotic manifestations, say your affirmations over and over and over and over. Yeah, okay, you're going to flood your mind with the positive statements, but you still got the malware underneath. And that's where the inner work comes in, of like going in there and finding it and like deleting it. So it isn't running and like in conflict with what you're trying to manifest, right? How come every time you tried to manifest something, it either didn't work at all, or it did manifest, but it had some dark, weird stuff in it that was like, I didn't want that, some crap from your past or something you've seen before that you don't want to experience again? It's because the malware is there. So everything you're generating, it's like, it's not pure. You got to clean out the malware. So that's where the inner work comes in. Is there anything else I can say about understanding the core concept of how you're manifesting or what you're coming from? Yeah, okay, so you need to get really clear on what you're thinking 24 hours a day. And you need to catch yourself in all the negative thought loops that are going on. And you need to start working on cleaning them up. And I have a video in here that is on how to do shadow work, so you can listen to that. And the key to start shifting your mind into is, I am generating my reality 24 hours a day. So if I start spiraling, I better catch myself and stop it. If I'm experiencing like a whole bunch of really intense, like negative thoughts, like pounding on me, and I recognize them as thoughts that I've had repetitively before, I need to catch myself doing that and stop it and start saying my affirmations. And then at home later, when I set aside time, I need to start going towards finding the malware and cleaning it out. That's the shadow work. I have a video on that. You got to do that. You got to train yourself how to do it. You got to train yourself how to be a detective that goes inside your own psyche and finds the malware and identifies it at the root and pops it out at the root. You got to shift that energy. You've got to transmute that energy, right? I'm going to make a video on how to do affirmations, but let me just give you an example. I catch myself, like, say I'm just doing something that's very autopilot. That's when you'll tend to notice this stuff. So I'm just doing the dishes, or I'm cleaning, or I'm driving. There are things that you can do on autopilot when you're relaxed and your mind just starts running background material. You'll see it. It could be repetitive looping thoughts. And you could be just This teacher I like, she calls like them perspectacles, like this malware. It's like a perspective that you put on and you see everything going on through it. You got to make sure that lens you're looking through is accurate. Because if you're going through life thinking all men are like untrustworthy and you're always assuming the worst of them, every single thing that the guy in your life does, you're always assuming it's the worst. It's coming from the worst place. He's doing the worst thing. He's untrustworthy. I can't trust him, blah, blah, blah. Every single thing he does, you're going to be constantly interpreting through the lens of men are untrustworthy. You're never going to get into a relationship where you can have an open, trusting relationship if you're wearing that malware, right? Same thing with money. If you are always worrying about it in the background and feeling anxiety here in your body about money, checking my bank account, like feel anxious, I didn't do a budget, I'm not sure if I should be spending this right now, like that wee rush of energy when you pull out your card and use it when you didn't actually check ahead of time to see if the money was in the bank, this kind of stuff, right? Unpack it. I always have enough money. There's always enough money. There's always money coming into my bank account. People are always giving me money. Money is always coming in from unexpected places. People are always offering me opportunities to do things and be paid for it. I just show up as my authentic self and I'm paid for that, because when I'm in my authentic self and I'm contributing what I'm good at, which comes naturally to me, people respond and I'm paid for that. This is what affirming sounds like compared to the negative loop that I just said I was in. When you start affirming the positive things, you'll find that your behaviors start changing. Because if there's always money in my bank account, if I'm always telling myself that there's always money in my bank account, then I'm probably not going to pull out my card and just spend without checking my budget first and where I'm at and how much I can spend today when I'm out with my friends, because I value myself and I want to know what my budget is so that there is always money in my bank account. I'm not going to self-sabotage like that. Can you see? Like, this is what sabotaging is. Sabotaging is when you're running from the malware, the negative programming or the negative ideas, which are, I never have enough money, there's never enough money, the anxiety in your body. If you're running from that, you're going to do things that go against what you're trying to, the state you're trying to get into. I hope this makes sense. This is just a few little quick examples, and hopefully that helps you as you're working on your self-concept and you're cleaning up your inside, you're cleaning up your mental world, you're cleaning up your internal space in order to make your external space nicer, cleaner, better to live in, better for everyone who comes into contact with you to be in. That's how we fix the world, right? One person at a time. We don't have control over global politics. You can sit in your house and look at the news and feel so much anxiety and freak out and then blast everybody in your friends group on social media with all your political points of view, but it's not changing anything, right? And you're just hurting your friendships by acting like that. What do you need to do? You need to go inside and do all your work, because if everybody was doing their work, then one stupid person who isn't doing their work isn't going to be able to generate a reality that, makes it crap for everybody else. We're responsible for ourselves, right? The more of us that take radical accountability for our own internal space and the space that we're generating around us, that's how we're going to change the whole reality. So, food for thought. And I hope you have a great day. And I hope that this gave you something to chew on like gum while you're driving or doing dishes, and it gives you something fun to play with in your own internal process. Have a great day. See you next time.